guys, welcome to Throttle Up Aviation. Today we are going to be covering the Piper Warrior 2. I've flown this plane in real life, not just in the sim. That doesn't mean you shouldn't take my review with a grain of salt. Just because a person were to say it on the internet doesn't mean that's what you would experience. There could be updates in the future. I'll try to update this as much as I can, but for now it's on version 0.2.0. So first, we will start on the outside of this airplane. It's a great representation of the aircraft. The textures are great, very good modeling. Nothing bad about the exterior at first look at all. Also modeled on the outside of the airplane, but these are controlled on the inside, are the chocks, tie-downs, wheel fairings, and the doors. The doors can be opened from the inside, and believe it or not, the doors do actually open. All the exterior animations are great and everything is very nicely detailed. The exhaust pipes on the airplane are perfect, not just the exhaust, but the plane on the engine on the plane itself, as if I were to just hop in the airplane and hear the engine come to life. The one and only problem I have with the exterior is the tires. Although you will not see this because you're probably just going to be flying the airplane. If you get a little closer to them, you do see a little bit of pixelation here and there. Mostly on the insides, but it's not a big deal at all. I would not take that as a really bad thing. In fact, I just wouldn't worry about it. I just needed to add it on here so you guys knew about it. But yeah, no complaints about the outside at all. Next is the controls. When rotating and flaring, I can really tell they put detail into it. It's just about as much force as I would put in the real airplane, or when I would be rotating in the real airplane. Throttle feels very realistic in terms of where the RPMs are compared to where the throttle is. The nose wheel steering is limited, but that comes with the real life airplane as well, so can't complain about that. The only problem I have with the controls of this airplane are is when you're turning. Especially when you're at lower speeds, it's as if you were to be using some rudder when you're turning. It's yawing left to right, unlike the real airplane. I will probably have a video just popping up over me, over my voice, showing you what I'm talking about, but it doesn't seem too big of a deal. The only time it really bothers me is when I'm on final and I'm just trying to do a simple stable approach and maybe some wind, and it yaws me back and forth and gets me off center line. Alright, next we'll move on to the interior. The first thing that I'm going to cover is the EFB, or the electronic flight bag. This comes with, to my knowledge, 3 of the Piper Aero, or the Piper airplanes that Just Flight sells. It does control a lot of things, whether it be the doors, which can also be opened manually. Whether you want wheel fairings, cold and dark, ready for start, ready for takeoff, all those are modes you can select, what avionics you selected, and lastly, state saving. State saving is a feature that lets you reload the aircraft where you left it in. So let's say you were to go grab something to eat, and you were excited to go back to the flight sim. You wanted the airplane to be right where you left it, right where you shut it down, in the same state. That's basically what that does. And to my knowledge, the Piper Warrior, the Piper Aero 3, and the Piper Turbos have that same feature. There might be more, but to my knowledge there isn't. Next, we're going to move away from the flight bag a little and go on to the gauges and the avionics. The gauges could not be detailed more perfectly, in my opinion. Some airplanes do struggle to have well-modeled gauges. Some of them are a little less 3D, but Just Flight nailed it. Could not complain about the gauges at all. The avionics selection you get is great. If you were to want to model the airplane that you know and love, you could do that to the best of your ability. You can have some King 170Bs as COM 1 and King 175Bs for COM 2. as well as a King 176A transponder. It also have a G530 or GNS 530 with the same COM2 and the same transponder. A GNS 530 and a GNS 430 with the King transponder. And lastly, and in my opinion, the most expensive upgrade in real life would be a GTN 750 along with a GTN 650. That's a really wide range of avionics, especially because a lot of airplanes don't have the opportunity to change the avionics. Lastly, on the Pro interior, the panel is amazing. It comes with an autopilot. The autopilot's equipped with nav hold, heading hold, approach mode, and back course mode. This autopilot could use a little bit of trimming around the edges just to get the functionality down, but overall it is so much nicer than the ones in the Piper Arrow 3 and the Turbo Arrows that I can't complain about it. And believe it or not, I don't have any major complaints over the interior besides some of the fuzziness on the carpets are a little JPEG-y looking, but alright, so that just about wraps it up. If there's anything that I missed or that you guys would like me to cover, put it down in the comments. Just remember, if you did like the video, please like it. It helps us out a lot. If you want more content like this, you can check out the channel and please subscribe. I do hope you enjoyed, and I do hope to see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.